Hello, it is Monday. It's 1 o'clock. My neighbors from downstairs just came up and spent some time with Benson because they're the ones that have been babysitting him. So they came up and, said their goodbyes and stuff. The appointment is at 1:45, so I'm gonna situate myself and we're gonna be heading out soon. Here. I'm all right. I'm good now. All right.
Hey,
Hello.
is that Benson?
Yes.
Hey, buddy. Miss Brian, I'll tell you what, if you guys want to, you can go ahead in that first room and I'll let them know you're up in there, okay?
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Say goodbye, buddy.
Oh,
There he is. I mean, he looks good, but it's time to go. It's 8 o'clock. I'm in the bathroom. I'm going to tell you how everything went today. It feels so weird being here. It feels like, I don't know. It doesn't feel real. So Benson's appointment was at 1:45 and EXO wanted to go with me, which is fine. And I said, you can sit in the waiting room or you can actually go into the room with me. I didn't know which would be, I don't want to put EXO through, you know what I mean? I've never had to put an animal, I've never had to do that before, so I was like, well, you can come with me and then decide if you want to. Anyway, so we got there and they were very sweet. And we got into the room and I'd taken his blanket with him and I had a bag of treats. John had made some chocolate chip cookies last night and I took like 6 of them. So I had the bag of chocolate chip cookies and his blanket. And then they came in and told us exactly what was going to happen. She said she was going to come in when I was ready and give him like a sedative to kind of, get him into not a sleep, but, where he's comfortable, he's relaxed, he doesn't feel it, and he's just zoned out. So they told us that. And then once they had the sedative that's in there, then she said she was going to come back with the final shot. And then she said that he wouldn't feel the first one, but she said the last one, he just wouldn't even know, which is like crazy, isn't it? I don't even know, but we got there and I mean, by the time we got, everyone knows at this point, it was hard for him to walk. It's just, I don't even have, we get there, and, we were sitting there and I was like, hey, if you want to sit in the waiting room, like if you can't handle this, that is fine. Because I feel like by that point I was holding up okay. I mean, I cried on the way. And then I did kind of, I was crying, not like crazy, because I was trying to keep it together because EXO was sitting beside me. But anyway, so then the lady comes and I was like, okay, they came and they laid this big blanket down. I had already brought one, but she was like, here's a big one so I could get down there too. She lays a big giant blanket down and she says, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the sedative. We're going to go ahead and start the shot. And he's standing there and then she comes from behind and, there's 2 of them. and she puts it into his thigh, and he yelped. He was like, whoa. So she only could get half of the dose in. So she takes it out. This is a couple seconds. Boom, it's in there. He's like, whoa. She's like, oh no, there's only half the dose. So she says, well, we're going to go ahead and see if half a dose will calm him, get him into that calming state. So I was like, okay, cool. So they leave. This is seconds. She leaves, shuts the door. He walks around in a circle on the blanket and plop out. I mean, to the floor. Like, and when he did that, to the floor, I got down on the floor and I'm just going to tell you, if you don't want to hear about it, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. If you don't want to hear about it, you can stop right now. His head hits the floor. I mean, he didn't like fall, but he was like, ugh, like it was so fast. Head hits the floor, and his tongue was just sticking out. It was like his tongue was just, and then XO sees that. XO lost it. So XO had to leave. XO was like, I can't do this. So they went and sat in the car. So I got down on the floor with him, and man, he was like on freaking Xanax, 100,000 milligrams. He was out. I mean, his eyes were open. He was, could hear him just breathing. But I feel like his breathing was labored. It was starting to be labored with all that stuff he was carrying right here. I don't know, but I feel like his breathing was labored and it was quick. It was like, and his tongue, I took his tongue and I pushed it back. There was nothing moving. I put his tongue back in his mouth and his eyes were still open. And then I just sat there and I rubbed his face and I held his paw and I just told him that I loved him, and I said, you've been the best dog. I rubbed his face. I told him how great he had been and I petted him, and I don't even know if, I don't even know if he was like, that knocked him out. But I held him, petted him. I laid there. I gave him kisses, and I don't know. I was just trying to be with my dog for the last minute and soak up his smell. He just, I don't even know what to say. So, probably a good, maybe 5, maybe 10, I don't know. It wasn't a long time. I had enough time. And, I just laid there with him. I covered him up. And then the doctors, they came back and they came in and they said, are we ready, for the final shot? And I was like, okay, I guess so, because here we go. And I held his little paw. And she took the little needle and it was so fast. I held his paw. She takes the needle, she puts it into his back foot into a vein, puts it in, pulls it out. He was gone. Just like that. And I could feel it because I was holding him. I could feel. You know what I mean? I could feel him. And that was it. She checked his heartbeat. And then they left. And then I laid there for like 10 minutes. And I just laid there. I covered him up. I closed his eyes. And that was what happened. And then after 10 minutes or so, they came back and they were very nice. And they had me leave by the side door because I didn't know. Because I was ready to go to the front and pay. I haven't paid. I haven't paid yet. I guess I pay when I get his cremains, his ashes. I'm getting his ashes and I'm getting a paw print. I'm going to get an urn off Amazon. And I ordered a really pretty ring for this finger. And I ordered a really nice bracelet. And there's a tattoo that I saw, and I want to get it. I'm going to put it up here. I want to get it. I worked my ass off this last like couple of weeks because I was getting ready for this. I worked my ass off. So I want to get that tattoo. I just do. Anyway, so I came home and I just went to bed. John's here and Bill is here too, but I just laid down and I took sugar and we laid down and I just laid there and it just felt so weird, you know, because I've been in the kitchen just kind of, you know, tidying up and making Exo some tea and I feel like I'm in the kitchen and I'm standing there and then I'm like rustling the tea bags and the sugar. And usually when I do that, Benson will jump off the couch because he wants to know what's going on in the kitchen. So it's just like, it's like he's supposed to be here. And he's not. But but I don't think that I did this prematurely. I don't think I did this too soon. In fact, I might have done a little too late with how his leg was, but that was just me wanting to hold on. But I don't think that I did it too early. I don't know if they know. If he knows, if he thought, wow, I was happy. I mean, I don't know if he knows if he was happy. Was he happy? Our dog's happy? Was he like, oh yeah, I liked her. She took care of me. Do dogs think that, you know? I don't know. So I really hope that he had a happy life because I've tried to give him a happy life. And I think I did. So tomorrow is Tuesday and I'm gonna go to work. And I don't know, just go on. But that is what happened today. And I really appreciate everyone's kind words and kind comments and, you know, everybody thinking about me and Benson. I really appreciate it. My neighbors from downstairs came up and spent time with him. And then Frank came by and spent time with him. But I'm gonna go. I think I'm running out of time. I just wanted to let you know what happened and how it went. I will talk to you tomorrow. As always, I'll vlog again tomorrow. Bye, everyone.